All right. Yo, welcome to Red Sings the Blues. I'm your host, man, behind the mic. Today we got Abuamerican in the building. What's up, bro?
Hey, man. What's good?
Hey, what's good, man? Good to have you here.
Glad to be here. Hold up. Let me just drop this for the people. Here you go. Can you see that? Tie my shoe. There you go.
Yeah. Hashtag tie my shoe. What kind of shirt is that, man?
Man, I went through this whole Twitter debacle drama with like Muslim Twitter because I had a video up of my wife tying my shoes. I always forget you're not on Twitter. So
Oh yeah. I'm not.
And
yeah. Fun fact. Yeah, I'm not really on social media that much anymore than I really am.
And they lost their mind, man. They came for me in hordes, and right in the middle of it, I made this shirt tie my shoe, and so I just
yeah. So like
decided to wear it.
Yeah, you know something, man. It's just something that you kind of. I'm starting to. I mean, I've been used to it, man. Like growing up with the internet, man. It's almost as if it's like nothing really phases you as much anymore. So it's like it is just what it is at the end of the day, man. But we're gonna talk about you, man. So what are you about, Abu? What are you about?
Man, my entire thing is basically just relationships. I mean, predominantly my demographic are Muslim men. 90, I'd say 99%. I do have a few female clients that I aid and assist. Some are single, some are married. Help them keep their relationships together. But generally, the vast majority of my clients are Muslim men.
Okay.
And I help them with relationships, and I help them get into polygyny because I have multiple wives. I usually keep them under one roof. And which is very uncommon for Muslims. It's not only uncommon for Muslims to have multiple wives, but it's also is extra uncommon to have them under one roof. And so I generally have them under one roof. And that's my thing. Trying to help guys get married and stay married, really.
Okay. I mean, look, listen, because a lot of a lot of guys in the red pill community, they're anti-marriage, they're anti this, they're anti that, and it's gotten to a point where in the red pill community, because I've seen it, it's like these guys are just like, well, it's either you either long term do this or you make her the girlfriend and all this other stuff. I mean, like, what do you have to say about that, man? What do you got to say?
Man, a while back I coined a term, and I'm the person who made up the term. I called it red pill rot. Now, obviously, there's a there's a connotation, or I don't know if that's the right word. Let me just explain. For me, as a Muslim, we have a very set and specific system of life, rules, regulations, what you can do, what you can't do, haram and halal, permissible, impermissible. And so for me, I came to find that after some time in the red pill world, I watch guys start their journey, come to the middle of their journey, and then at the end of the journey. And I've always seen these guys take, in terms of their mentality, a regression of some sort or another. I've never seen a guy not somehow or another turn nihilistic from, spending too much time in the red pill manosphere. And I call it red pill rot, because you'll either lose a degree of your morals with the whole mentality that, this is an amoral system. And it really is, But then when you really start, following something closely, it becomes a belief system. And I have a belief system in Islam, and so my morals and ethics are grounded in that. And so when I look at the way these guys behave, you can see from the way that a guy reacts to his time in the manosphere as to whether or not he's a person who has a belief or not. When I say manosphere, I throw the red pill in there together with it. So my thoughts on it: when I see that a guy, goes into the red pill world, he eschews marriage. Not from a legal standpoint. From a legal standpoint, marriage is an absolute nightmare, and I don't think any man should do it. Even amongst the Muslims, I say you get a religious marriage only, not a legal one, because a legal marriage is just cut your own throat, dude. But that you you can't marry a woman, you can't trust them, they're all whores and all this stuff. I don't buy any of that stuff. I don't agree with any of that. And the more time a person spends in the red pill world, I can tell how firm he is in his beliefs, or how strong he has or was raised with ethics, virtues, values, morals, etc.
Yeah. Well, because
it's not very strong.
I mean, because everything changes, and you see this in every aspect of. It's not even just in the red pill; it's everywhere else.
Yeah,
when a woman comes about, you'll see how strong these men really are. You'll see how these men interact with not only the woman but other men.
yeah.
Because listen, everything changes when the women attack. All right, see, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
know,
you're
trust me.
seeing this, and you're seeing this all inside the manosphere, man. Now
Yeah.
you're seeing, but you have to understand something, and I'm kind of coming to the terms with this is that women at the end of the day will always have the upper hand. And I know that sounds weird, but take it from me, and I'm seeing this.
Mm.
Women have infiltrated the manosphere, and it's been like a slow infiltration in there. You might not see it, but now they're like female dating coaches saying the same thing
Yeah.
as what these men are, right?
They,
And I
well,
said, no, go ahead,
sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead.
Let me just, I just tweeted about this today. This girl was online talking some goofy stuff about polygyny and marriage and like women in polygyny. There's a woman who's like 40 plus who doesn't even have a partner herself. And she was like, just goofy relationship advice. Yeah, they give relationship advice, but it's always terrible. Even if they try and mimic what they see men doing, they always add their little flavor to it, and it's horrible. And any man who at this point is taking advice, dating advice or coaching advice from a woman, you deserve everything that comes to you, which is never going to be anything good. But
Yeah.
sorry, please
No.
continue.
And the thing is that like I'm just sitting there like guys think I observe these things. I just observe. I don't speak about it. I just observe it.
Hmm.
And the way I observe it is that like everything changes when women have the and look, listen. I'll say it. Look, women will always have the upper hand because the guys aren't structured enough. And I've
Yeah,
said this way too many times before. And I mean, look, listen, it's kind of, how do I put this? It's just inevitable. It's just one of the most inevitable things about life that I just got used to. You know what? Everything changes when the opposite gender strikes. All right.
yeah,
It's just how it is. And there's nothing I can do about that. But when it comes down to, so would you, you know what? I mean, just to save face, because I'm not gonna come down on you if you're not. Do you consider yourself a red pill guy? I mean, just to give the guys some
I used
advertisement.
to. I
Okay,
used to.
okay,
I don't anymore, but I used to.
okay.
I had to back away from it all because it just basically it's like what I was talking about with the red pill rot. And I'm not crapping on the red pill or manosphere or anything like that when I say red pill rot. But from an Islamic standpoint, it's not a sphere that you can remain in for a prolonged period of time and come out with your religious beliefs like totally intact. It's not going to destroy them. Let me not say that. It's not like feminism. Like feminism, you find that Muslim women who become feminists, they usually end up saying something that puts you in direct contradiction to Islam, which is considered, we call it in Islam, we call it kufr, which is disbelief, which is a super huge big thing. It's nothing small. It's nothing to shake a stick at. It's one of the worst things you can do. But red pill doesn't lead to that, but it does lead a man into like a different pathway that he shouldn't be following in terms of like he becomes more loose with women, and he becomes more nihilistic in regards to women. So
Hmm.
yeah, but so because of that, I had to kind of step away and say, hey, look, you know what? I can't really, call myself red pill. I do take from the ideology, I filter it for a lot of the Muslim, some of my Muslim followers, I filter it out because they're not going to mess with this stuff, they're not really
Yeah,
going to mess with the idea.
yeah.
And so I filter it and I, Muslimize it, to make it more, palpable for
Okay,
them to consume,
okay.
in a
No.
more Islamic way.
And I think something, man. I've been coming to terms with this even as a red pill aware guy myself. You know what I'm saying. The thing about it is this, and I want everybody to hear this. Listen, I know guys want the red pill so bad and they want the life that they think that they want. But as I go forward, it's like, yo, listen, man, at the end of the day, here's the reality. Here's the reality of what you're gonna deal with. Because, a lot of guys like to say, oh, she's for the streets and all that. But you can go to my first video and say, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about I'm first off, I'm not a self-improvement guru, but I do talk about self-improvement. I'm more about self-sufficiency because listen, I'm more of the guy that says women won't take care of you and women won't do this and that because they're not the women of the 1950s or 1940s. So let's get that out of our heads. But as
Yeah.
men, it's time to, what, I never say take the red pill, but it's time to make a choice. it's time to just make a choice. The reason why I interview guys is for guys to make a steady choice. It's not, look, listen, I'm just the guy that gives you guys the information. But at the end of the day, it's your choice because I'm not gonna choose the route for you. What do you
Yeah.
have to say about that?
I mean, we kind of touched off on this before, but I guess we didn't do it for the crowd. Every man's gonna have, yeah, like you said, every man's gonna have to make his own choice. He's gonna have to, the formula for life. You can follow a general plan, but it's not fixed. And the biggest problem is that a lot of guys want cookie cutter solutions to every problem in their life: women, money, this, that, the other. Just follow this step by step plan and everything's going to work out right. Nobody wants to actually do the work of making the dough. They just want to eat the cookies,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't work like that. With life, you're given, flour, milk, eggs, and whatever else you need, and the yeast and all that stuff to make your bread or your cookies or whatever else. And there's no cookie cutter stamp. So, yeah, you're just going to have to do the work and put everything in. You have to do it all yourself. The formula is there. Do this first, do that next. And like you said, you can give these guys these steps, you can give these guys these things, you can give them your recipe, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to go out and do it yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no shortcuts to any of this stuff. And I think
Look,
that's the biggest problem that a lot of guys have a difficulty coming to terms with, be it
I, I
women, money, or
mean,
whatever else.
man, I have done videos about basic human hygiene. Those don't get that doesn't get 1,000 views. It doesn't. Like I've done because a lot of guys, because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing.
You
Like
have to
like
break that
because
down for me. Wait a minute,
because
basic hygiene. Come on, man, drop this, man, because
brush your
I'm
teeth,
like,
brush your teeth, wash your ass. Look, listen, guy, because the thing about it is that guys in the red pill, like some guys. I'm not saying every guy, but
mhm,
some guys just don't take their hygiene seriously. Some guys don't take their dress game seriously. They don't take that shit seriously, and then they wonder why shit doesn't work. But yet again, I'm the asshole. I'm the
back
guy, but I'm the asshole.
back
But
in the
I'm not.
days.
But sir, I'm not hiking on everyone. How many women's like game and stuff like that are you gonna get before you realize that there's basic steps that you could just take, man?
Uh,
Like all right, semen retention and all that. That's other things. That's there are many guys talking about semen retention. All right, too many, and I'm not going to talk about that. But
yeah,
I'm going to talk about the things that probably you do need to hear. All right,
yeah,
and
yeah,
even if
yeah.
there are detractors, I'm still going to talk about it. But
Indeed. Do you?
but
Do
it's
you?
this is. I mean, look, man, that's all I do at the end of the day. I just interview people to give them a choice at the end of the day. And you know what, man? What and I have to ask you, what made you? Because there are a lot of guys that say leave the West to go somewhere else and
Oh
find a
yeah,
woman. Okay,
yeah.
because you were an American and now you're in Germany. What made you do
Indeed.
that?
Military, man, military. That's what
Okay.
I wanted to crack a little joke. I knew he was a special operations soldier, and he had this crazy joke he used to always tell about, his sergeant, and he was like, they'd be in the shower, taking a shower, and the sergeant would come through, wash your face before your ass, wash your face. So that you gotta tell guys basic hygiene. It's like, actually, I heard this before.
No, no,
So, but
but
military,
it's something that you need to do, right? But it's something
yeah,
that you need to do. But
yeah.
a lot of people, even in America, don't even do it.
Yeah,
All
but
right, even
military
with
brought
the
me to Germany, and I just decided to stay here. It's a beautiful country. I love it, and
okay,
I don't know if you've ever been out here. Have you been to Germany or Europe in
I,
general,
I've
mainland Europe?
I mean I have been recommended by a studio or two to go
Okay.
to London, but
Yeah.
I at the time COVID
Well, this doesn't really apply to London, but in general, on mainland Europe, being a black male, you're the flavor of the week. The women love you. That can be good or bad because it can distract you, and women are a massive distraction. So, if you're a man who's easily distracted by women, then I advise you not to come. A black man, let's put it like that. Then I
okay
advise you not to come to Germany.
okay
But for me, I found it very nice, and pleasant. It's a beautiful country. Less so in terms of like socialism and whatnot and the taxes, but I
yeah
stay here because I like it. My children are here also now
okay
because when I was here, I got with a German girl. I had a bunch of kids, and they're mostly grown up, so I'm still here just because of
okay
my children now. Yeah.
okay so look, listen, because a lot of guys because I've done I mean I haven't finished with everybody, but and I've been rejected by a few people to do interviews from, but it's fun, it's refreshing to hear that Like because I don't tell guys how to think. All right, I just tell them, look, listen, here's the information. Now I'm gonna step back. All right, because at the end of the day, I can't choose for you, and I'm not
Mm-mm.
going to. But what you said, man, because you have kids and they're grown up and you're older now. So and you know something. Look, listen. If you're gonna have kids, that's a choice. If you're gonna get married, that's a choice. If you're gonna do something, that's a choice. And at the end of the day, like I've been
Yeah.
saying, well, at the end of the day, you made that, but you made the choice to stay, and you made the choice to do that. But I guess what I'm gonna talk about more is the Islam factor. So what can you
Okay.
say? So what can you say about Islam that like got? So here's what I'm gonna say. You do a lot. So you've helped people. You help Islamist men like
Muslim men,
keep
yeah.
Muslim men with their relationships. What
Indeed.
made you come to that? What made you want to
My
do
own
that?
failings. My own failings, actually.
Hmm.
My own failings made me stumble across the failings of other men. I mean, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, sit here and blag and act like, I got it perfect the first time around. I mean, I don't know if we mentioned other guys on here, but the Tate brothers, they like to talk about that they never got it wrong, with women, and that's awesome, that's wonderful, but that's not my story.
Hmm.
I say it all the time. I do it all so you don't have to, and like, I experiment. If you mess with a girl that's like this, she's gonna be bad. I'm like, really? So you can't mess with it? Nah, I'll go. I'll just try it out. Just because. I'm a tall, muscular, handsome black guy in Germany. I can find every type of woman in Germany, and they will be interested in me. And I'll give it a try and see if you can, rectify
Okay.
these women. And in my adventures of trying to rectify and see if these tropisms about women or specific types of women with this look, she's got the thousand stare, she's got this, she's tattoos, this, that, the other. I came to find out that most of it's actually quite true, and I actually found some more details. I made a guide about it. I made a more detailed guide talking about like some of the discoveries that I found out about these women. So in my own failings and looking for solutions, I actually stumbled across men who were having the same problems as I was. And it was actually quite a few men. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And so when I didn't even come across the manosphere at this time, when I started all this. And I just started like, in my mind, collating and putting together all of these problems. This guy's having this problem, and this is like his life. And one of the first things I do on my one-to-one sessions is I'm like, how old are you? How old is she? Do you have a degree? Does she have a degree? And I go down this holistic thing because when I was trying to figure out what was going on with my relationships, these are the things I looked at in the guys that were having similar problems to mine, so, and eventually I got good at it. I got really good at it. And,
Okay.
I've never, in all my one-to-ones, I've never had a fail. I have a 100% hit rate in fixing relationships. If the woman leaves the house, getting her to come back. If they're divorced, bringing them back together. 100% for every
Okay.
single one. I'm
All
not
right.
bragging. It is what it is.
Hey,
I'm actually waiting to fail. I want to fail.
hey, look, but the thing is, hey, look, listen, but at least you said I'm waiting to fail. All right.
Yeah.
But I wake up saying, hey, look, listen, if I fail, I'm still gonna do it. All right.
Yeah, indeed. I'm not
Eh,
going to stop.
but that's kind of but that's not a red pill mentality. That's just a mentality. It's not a red pill trademark mentality. It's a mentality. I wake up looking
Yeah.
looking at my latest video. I'm like, all right, okay, this is what I can do better on. I look at my art pieces and say, all right, this is what I can do better on, and
Yeah.
I just do the work, man. It's
Well, there's
just
no improvement without failure.
there you
So I'm
go.
going to stagnate as long as I have a 100% hit rate. It may
Yeah.
seem like I'm doing well, but I'm not. This. Oh, I think I just dropped. Oh yeah, sorry.
No,
Unstable network here.
it,
Um, this whole Japanese Kaizen mentality, improving, and you can't improve if you don't fail. And so, believe it or not, a lot of people like to think I'm perfect, I'm doing everything perfect, but you're actually not perfect. You're stagnating. You're not improving because you haven't found the fault. Maybe it's nice that everybody around you hasn't found that particular fault that's there, because no human is perfect. No, not even the things we make are perfect. And therefore, that means you are stagnating. So I'm looking to fail so I can improve,
Mhm,
because, okay, that's a gap. I can fill it now.
mhm. Okay. All right.
So I'm waiting for it.
All right. All right. I can live with that. I can live with that, dude. All right. So
Maybe it's weird mentality.
oh god. But I do have to talk about the polygamy and how you but were you like what how do you think about so because I know in the religion that there is is Muslim men do have more than one wife.
Yeah.
And so why are you against? Are you against monogamy, or how do you think about monogamy?
No, no, I'm not opposed to monogamy whatsoever. You know what I mean? If a guy wants to be monogamous, then that's his thing. I'm more opposed to like, I'm gonna get you in trouble. I'm more opposed to the MGTOW type of mentality and behavior. I'm
Okay.
not really into that.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
more
I'm
opposed to
already
that.
in trouble. I'm already in trouble with one group. I'm already in
so
trouble with one group.
with monogamy, if a guy wants to be monogamous, that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? But I prefer personally for my lifestyle, how I live, how I grew up. I prefer to have multiple women in my life, and that's what I
Okay.
promote. But if a guy
Okay.
wants to be monogamous and he needs help in a relationship or whatever else, I'll help him. I don't
Okay.
even push it on him. It's like because a lot of guys just they don't want to deal with it. They think it's a headache. They think actually dealing with multiple women means exponentially greater headaches because their singular monogamous experience with their wife is an absolute headache. And so what do? They automatically extrapolate that bad relationship that they're in to multiple bad relationships. And they don't realize that you can actually have, exceptionally good relationships with women,
Yeah.
and that there can be peace and tranquility in one household that has multiple women under one roof.
Yeah.
It's just a mystery to them. So I don't really care what a guy chooses to do. That's his
Okay.
business.
Yeah.
I'm not the winky police, I don't care what women or how many he puts it in. This is his business.
No, yo, man, this me. Oh man, it was. Yo, but no, I recently just interviewed Lawrence D. Adams not too long ago, like probably
Okay.
like 2-3 hours ago, and he's
Ooh.
had like he's had a few guys that he has interviewed, and they talk about polyamory and all this stuff. And
Okay.
and when it comes, I mean, look, listen, when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna hike on somebody. I'm not gonna say that's not the right way. I'm not gonna say that. You know what? I'm
Mm-hmm.
more of a live and let live type guy. So it's more or
Okay.
less like just hey, look, listen, it ain't hurting me. It's not
Yeah.
gonna. I don't have anything to do with it. And and
Okay.
the, and the
Yeah.
thing about how I think about it is that I guess what I can say. I guess what I can really say is that at the end of the day, man, it's a man's choice to do what he is going to do at the end of the day.
Indeed.
It's just
None
how
of
it
us
is,
can live
man.
those guys' lives. We can give him advice. We can help him as best we can. But at the end of the day, he has to live that life. And and this is just something that just in general. If anybody ever watches this and you're like in the advice business, understand that that's a huge responsibility. I don't know how many people take that seriously. I take it seriously on two fronts because one, when you go into this business, and it really is, it's kind of a business, but it's a personal one. When you go into the business of people's lives, not only you're taking his money, but you're instructing him in a way that can alter his life horribly or wonderfully. And that's
Mm.
not like something to be easy with. That's not something to take lightly. So it's like, yeah, I can give these guys advice, but at the end of the day, I have to give that advice in a way that I understand that when I hang up the phone, this guy is stuck with the consequences of whatever I told him.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, this is a big deal. A lot of people don't take it seriously, in my humble opinion. When I look at like a lot of the manosphere and red pill world, yeah, they don't really think about what the long term or short term consequences are to the individual who's listening to them very carefully and closely.
And that's kind of another thing. It's like there are benefits and consequences to even being here. All right, there are benefits and consequences to listening to me. There are benefits, and I've taken that into an account. But I never, told people I'm king of the red pill. I'm an alpha male. I'm this and that. Dude, I'm just a guy with a podcast, and I want to hear people out. I want to let the people make the choice. And at the end
Nice.
of the day, it's they're gonna live with that. All right, because I live with the choices of literally putting myself at risk with the manosphere and talking to people that people either agree with or disagree with and stuff like that. And it's just,
Yeah.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, look, listen, I
On
made
that
the
topic,
choice.
I mean, that's a big deal, man. Because I mean, we're in a different time, man. We're a different age. I mean, how old are you, man? I don't even know how old you are, dude.
25.
25. See, you grew up in a totally different generation, man. I grew up literally at 25. At 25, we still had that live and let live type mentality. Now, you have it, and you said that as much, but nowadays you don't have that. There is no social acumen, in terms of like, this guy can have an opinion that doesn't like agree with mine and we can still be cool for some reason that's disappeared and I'm not really sure that we're not going to have a functional society in 10 years if we keep this up.
Oh,
It's just madness, dude, what's going on
trust
right now. So
trust me,
it's nice to
man.
hear that, man. Yeah.
Look, man, trust me. I already
Big
I
ups,
already
homie.
know. Look, listen, man. I already know. Well, because I come from a place where what I've been told to do things that did not work out for me, and then I started making my own choices.
Okay.
So then at the end of the day, it's like, well, okay, these are my choices. No one else told me to do them. All right.
Yeah.
Just the same as you went to Germany, that's your
Yeah.
choice. I mean, but hold on a second. Are you a Muslim by birth or a Muslim by choice?
No, by choice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What were you before?
Roman Catholic. You said
Okay.
something here about like, doing it your own way. And this is important that like a lot of guys need to know. Look, the red pill and all of these ideologies, everything, unless it's a very fixed ideology like Islam or whatever else, you need to get creative with that stuff. How you're going to bake bread. I brought up that parable earlier is not going to be the same as the way I bake bread in Germany, even though we have the same recipe because of altitude, humidity, oven temperatures, this, that, the other, how your oven heats, how mine heats, all these different factors, the calcium content in the water or whatever else. It's all going to alter the way that we bake bread with the same recipe. So
Yeah.
you guys got to be ready to mix that stuff up on your own and do your own thing. You got to add in your own little spice or make your own adaptations so that it works for you. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Abuamerican, I'm not going to live your life. And I give you some advice, and in your life that's going to be problematic. Okay, it worked for Abuamerican. Oh yeah, it worked for five guys with Abuamerican. Yeah, but how in your life and in your circle things are going to work a certain way. Make the proper necessary adaptations. Don't get mad at other dudes because you followed advice blindly like a crazy man and ran into a wall and broke your nose. Don't do that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, man. I agree with you 100% on that.
But that's just the thing about, I think that's just the thing that I'm, kind of like coming to terms with, even as I'm not saying, oh, I'm transcending into the red pill, I am king. No, I'm like, no, it's just after a while you stop caring. Like after a while you just stop caring.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people want to still stay relevant in the fact of the matter of how they are putting themselves in that term, you know what I'm saying? And I like how you said you moved away from it. And I know why. And
Yeah.
and the thing is that, people change at the end of the day. And and I think, just like you changed from Roman Catholic to Islam, but I do have to actually ask you, why did you do that?
The truth. I just found it to be the truth. In my trying to find the truth in terms of beliefs and ideologies, I found personally, from my perspective, I found a lot of problems with Christianity and the ideology and as a
Okay.
whole. And so I went on to search for, a belief. I came across Islam and I just found it to appeal to both my rational and my spiritual side because obviously the two are not the same. I personally believe that every man's born with the desire to believe in something. Whether he decides I'm going to be myself and call himself atheist and I'm going to call myself what I believe in or whatever else. That feeling is there, and then you have your rational side, which is what we use as human males to build the world around us in terms of science, mathematics, and whatnot. And for me, Islam, it meets both criteria.
Okay.
Because there's a science to Islam. A lot of people don't know this, but there's an actual science to Islam. I
Okay.
mean, you have to go to university to be considered a scholar of Islam to understand the science of Islam, and there's specialty fields. It's very difficult to study all the fields. It's like saying you're going to go study all the fields of medicine. You're not. No one's going to be a neurosurgeon and a cardiac specialist and a neurologist. You're going to be one. And generally, it's like that detailed,
Hmm.
that you could spend 4 to 6 years studying one of the facets of the sciences of Islam. And so, in that, it appealed to my rational mind along with my, spiritual
Okay. All right.
side.
So I understand the change. I understand the change. And for me, man, I grew up. What did I grow up at? I mean, I grew up Christian AME. So you got like the black version of Christianity. How
Mm-hmm.
in American black movies, how they do, and how the Baptists do.
Yeah.
But after a while, like you see it for what it really is, and after a while, you kind of see the reality of things, and it's just like, well, maybe this worked for you, but it doesn't work for me. And as things go on, think people change, and they move from either different churches, or they move from different places in life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And coming to the actuality of it all, it's just you can't fight somebody else's choices. They're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. And you know what? Listen, man. I mean, because I remember you from Modern Life Dating. We were on Hot Dude
Yeah.
Army
Yeah.
together. And you know, like we were talking, I think it was either the Black Lives Matter thing we were talking about.
Yeah,
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 that
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
that's how I met you. And I watched
Yeah,
a few, and I watched a few videos from you. Like, yeah, I was laughing at the ones with the you know you were talking about the social justice warriors and all that stuff, man. That was
yeah,
yeah, I mean, look, listen, even they're on the way out here in the United States. Like, I mean, hopefully, you know,
hopefully.
that's my prayer. You know, like, but I mean, slowly but surely, people are kind of you know waking up to the
Waking
fact
up.
that you know they're just you know it's just no. I don't think people are. Look, listen. There is a. I say live and let live. All right,
Hmm.
but there is a certain extent. Like you cross the line with me where you're trying to you know either harm me or harm somebody that I know. And it's go time. As long as you're not trying to you know threaten me, I'm cool with it. But the moment you
Yeah.
do, the gloves are off.
Yeah, what do they call it? No cap, or something
Yeah,
like this. Non aggression principle,
yeah,
basically. I mean, I agree with that 100%. It's like as long as people leave you alone, like you said, live and let live. But that has limits. As long as it doesn't infringe upon the health and safety and the freedom of the people, of myself and the people I care for, then fine, do what you want to do. I'm not. I'm Muslim. I ain't chasing up gay people or whatever else like they like to think we're gonna do. Oh, those gays and we're gonna throw them off a building or some crazy stuff that people like to say on. Nah, they like to say
yeah,
crazy stuff.
yeah.
Like we
No,
Muslims
they.
out
I
here looking for guys to like we over here in the corner in the cut, like yeah, we go get that dude. Hey, man, we don't care, dude.
oh God.
So
No, they,
hey, it ain't harming me, man. Keep it away from me and my people. Don't come
yeah,
over here, trying
yeah,
to pinch on my kids or whatnot. We straight,
yeah,
man. Just
yeah.
go do your stuff. I'm gonna do mine.
Hey man, look. I mean, I think at the end of the day, and I think you know, like I don't think even at the end of the day, a lot of guys, you know, even here, it's not just the Islam and Christianity. It's in here too. Like you got the white, the black, the red, the blue, the everyone clashing together,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, you know, the manosphere now, and I know it's like it's just like well, we're not going to grow. So, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. I'll just interview people, see how far I get, you know, just see the different perspectives and things cuz I think a lot of people they I mean, we talk about women and all that stuff, but I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's just about you, man. And I don't have anything else better to say than that, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. And I think people do want a savior that'll say, you know what, here are the 10 commandments. I don't have a 10 commandments.
Hmm.
I only have one commandment. Live with your choice. All right? Cuz
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I don't have to speak about, you know, hypergamy at the end of the day. I'm just like, yo, at the end of the day, and I tell the women this, I said, it's your look, listen, you have the right to choose and you also have the consequences to said action.
Yeah.
And, you
Y-
know,
y- I
okay,
mean, the whole women thing is actually, I used to produce a lot of content. When I first came across this stuff, I was like churning out content regularly. Now I don't really put out too much content anymore because it does get tiresome talking about women all the time. People might think that, oh, I just got lazy or whatever else. No, it's actually, to believe it or not, it's a boring topic because now I understand it. Here's the thing with women. Learn what you need to know about women, and then guys move on with life. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do other stuff. I mean, I learn women really well. I could shake 8 women out my phone today. I'm not even joking. I can literally marry my full 4 slots as a Muslim like overnight. It's not even. I'm not bragging or anything. It's really simple. So learn what you need to know. It's like knowing. It's like I'm not an electrician. I'm an English teacher by trade, but I know the difference between three-phase, electricity and standard 220 volt here in Germany. I know what not to mess with it. I know enough to not get electrocuted. You know what I mean? It's dangerous, but I can change sockets and I can play with basic electronics. It's the same thing with women. Understand the threats, understand the dangers, and keep moving, man. Get your life on. You ain't got to be scared of them. You're not gonna get divorced, raped, or well, if you get legally married, you might. But
yeah.
and I advise against that. But you know what I'm saying? If you know how to deal with them, then you know how to live with them in a good way, to where it's like that's not even a conversation you really need to have in terms of like legal marriage and whatnot. Learn what you need to know and keep it pushing, man. Because this stuff is like, how many times are we gonna beat this horse over the head and the neck, man? He's bruised up. He's a pile of pus and and blood and bone at this point. When are we gonna move on to something else? I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. No,
we all love women. I love women. That's why I got multiple women in my life. But learn what you need to know and keep it pushing, guys, because it's like there's too much. There's too much concentration and focus on it. It's literally become a female centric movement in its own right. Don't focus on women, but we've got this entire movement about women. It's kind of wait, well, but
Oh
now I'm going to
boy.
talk about women for the next 8 podcasts.
8 podcasts. Yep. I understand you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I know.
And
I know
I
what you
don't
mean.
mind. I listen to some of this stuff sometimes, but most of the times I get about 20 minutes into something, and I switch off, because it's just like,
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I
yeah,
understand. I understand,
yeah.
man. Like, look, listen. I got goals. I got plans and stuff like that. I just woke up and repairing my armor. What did I just miss? You missed a lot, bro. Bacon, you missed a
What
lot, bro.
what does that mean? Repairing my armor?
I don't. You know what, man? Bacon. I don't want to know. Bacon. I don't want to know. But Chris Von Erich, right?
I
Or
think so.
maybe
Yeah, yeah, yeah. From Twitter, he's on Twitter.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're good friends.
Okay.
Like me and him, like we come from the same place. I'm older. No. He's older than me. So but even he said the things he said, what, like you guys are pretty much different because you guys don't talk about women as much. But even as young men, I kind of know. Even as a young man, I know it's like, look, listen, man. The last thing I'm thinking about is women. The first thing I'm thinking about is how am I gonna get this paper, man? So that's
Yeah.
what first. I mean, that's more worrisome to me than anything else. Because
No,
listen,
absolutely.
I was sleeping on people's couches. I had my own place, but beer bug and certain other things happened, and well, back
Yeah.
here. But I
No, I
mean,
hear you, bro.
but it's setbacks, man. It's a lot
Yep.
of setbacks, and not saying like oh, okay, steel set. I got it. Okay, I got attacked. I got attacked by Spurgs on with skateboard. So okay, EDC. Okay, ugh, Jesus, ouch, ouch.
Okay.
I don't know where you are, Bacon, but oh my God, man, more power to you, man.
Yeah, no,
But
bro.
I mean, look, listen, man, and that's kind of why I talk about self sufficiency and all that other stuff, man. Because at the end of the day, like look, I see the error in our ways, all right, and I do want you guys to improve, and I do want to have the solutions, so at least you can make the utmost decision, and I have a little laughs, man, like laugh at something,
Yeah.
like me and my co-host, we have like these nostalgia we have these like
I think I
nostalgia
just did.
runs. We talk about video games and anime and stuff like that, because I mean
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like we need to like just sit back and relax, man. Like it's not but what do you got to say about that?
I mean, that's one of the biggest mistakes a lot of guys make nowadays, and it's a difficult topic. I think this is more what you're discussing right here is more difficult than women, in my humble opinion. Is that's finding a tribe as a man. Finding a tribe of guys that you can trust and you can rely on. Guys, you need to enjoy your life. You can't. I mean, you do the hard work, do the work. Under no circumstances am I saying don't do the work, but you got to also enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because if you get old and you can't enjoy it because you've been busting your butt so long, you're breaking your body. What's the point and purpose when you're an 80-year-old? I see this in Germany all the time. I go to these real fancy schmancy places because for some strange reason, people always think I'm totally broke. I live really like simple.
Minimalist.
I'm a utilitarian. And so I don't really need a lot of stuff. I want some nice stuff.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Utilitarian. Yep.
So it's like, hey,
Use
my
something
car
until
works.
it
Do I
fucking
need to buy
breaks.
a new one? No, it works. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
When I finally get a car, people will be like, wow, that's a blingy car. But right now, mine works. I don't need one. So anyway, I go to these places, real blingy flash places, because one thing I will splash on is travel. And you go there and there's this guy, getting out of this fat, like, Mercedes, AMG or something. He's like, he can't walk to the hotel door. I'm just like, good God, may Allah protect me from being that guy. Alhamdulillah, I'm here at this age. He looking at
Yeah.
me mad, like, what's that black guy doing here? I worked my whole life to get here. I'm like, hey man, I just made some sales online. I just showed up, homie. What's up?
Yeah, man.
Why you hating, grandpa? So
Mm.
live your life, man. Enjoy it. But at the same time, don't let that distract you because enjoyment, we are dopamine addicts as the human species. We're dopamine addicts, and that can really mess you up if you can't control that.
Oh yeah.
So don't get it twisted and don't get it confused.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you said, man, like the more women you have, the more dopamine hits you're getting, man. The more sex you have, the more dopamine hits you're
You know
getting.
what? Actually, I think it kind of slows down. You lose the excitement.
Mm.
I mean, having multiple women keeps you okay. Look, having multiple women, and I advise everybody to do it. It kind of takes the edge off of like the male like raw, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's really great in that, you're really excited to see each girl, because when you trade up every night, it's kind of like, wow, yeah, it's a different girl, again. It's like, even though you've been dealing with them for years. But what it does is it makes women out on the street real regular. A
Okay.
lot of guys, they
Okay.
spend a lot of time focused on women. I mean, women is my Superman kryptonite. I mean, they're a real distraction for me. But when I'm actually living with, right now I'm only living with one wife. I'm trying to get another wife back over here in this house. But when I have two in one house, it's just women don't exist outside the door anymore. They literally disappear.
Okay.
They don't exist.
Okay.
And I don't
All right.
care how hot she is. It's just like, what are you gonna do for me that two women won't? You know what I mean? I got two women walking around in strip tops and booty shorts in the house. What do you have? What do you kid? It's just like that. So, and you can actually live life comfortably because you're happy, you're living the life you want to live. You look up, two women are serving you, they're walking around, they're looking really hot and everything. You just get back to business, man. You work. It kind of takes the edge off of everything as a man. I guess it's because you're more living your natural state, because our reproductive strategy is
Yeah.
spray and pray, where women is like, singular focus on a very high value male and nesting with that male. And
Okay.
so when you do your part, they get that, and you get what you need. And so everybody's happy.
There you go. There you go. Oh, Bacon, you work in Seattle. Oh, you are in my prayers, dude. You're in my prayers. You work in Seattle. Oh man, get the hell out of Seattle, man. Get the hell out of there, man. You don't need to be there, man. Bacon. You don't need to be there, man. I'm praying for you though. But the the thing is, look, listen. As a young man, I already know this, man. Because I mean, but a lot of guys won't understand that because I'm not even gonna sit here and talk about my life, but I understand where you're coming from. But it's like, look, listen. A lot of people call that degeneracy. A lot of people call that normal. All right, but I know it as look, listen. It's a choice, and that choice, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, monogamy is this, or I'm gonna say, well, polygamy is that, or I'm gonna tell a guy you should be polygamous or you should be monogamous or this is it. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like it's not because that's not my way of speaking to people,
No,
and that's
that's awesome. I look
yeah,
more at like biological realities. When we look at the biological imperatives of men and women, I mean, we obviously have different strategies, and I think that it's my humble opinion. I mean, again, it's the same. It's basically the same thing as you do. You can live how you want to live, but I do strongly suggest to people, it's like you should follow your natural, biological imperatives, which is generally multiple women. But if the guy doesn't want to do it, then fine. He doesn't want to do it. I'm not going to push anybody into something that they don't want to do and just like hammer them over the head with it. It's not.
yeah,
It's not
definitely.
really like that.
And I don't know what his name is, but I'm just gonna call you C918. He says, yeah, women should be the complement to your life, not your main focus. Yeah,
Absolutely.
there you go. That's what I've been trying to. Well, I guess that's what I've been trying to say, but I guess it's been skewed because a lot of guys are saying, well, oh, this is a red pill guy, and he's talking about, he's talking about the same things that we're talking about, and you should stay on your prayer. I was like, oh.
I mean, like I said earlier, it can become overkill talking about women, but at the same time, I think it's crazy to act like it's not a massively important topic to men, or it wouldn't. The red pill wouldn't exist.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
there's always like two sides of the coin. It's
yeah,
just, I think when you come to a point, and this is why I say guys learn what they need to learn so you can move on easier. You come to a point where it becomes tiresome of the topic, and then you move on.
yeah.
You know, and so
Yeah,
it's,
look,
yeah.
listen, and I know people are going to be like, well, are you going to talk about red pill stuff all the time? No, no, because I don't think it just. I mean, yeah, I have I have video breakdowns and stuff like that, but it's just for the young men that are coming into the space and are trying to make a good choice, and I want to make sure that guys are just making good choices. All right,
Yeah, absolutely.
whatever might come your way. Maybe I'm not for you. Maybe I am for you. I don't know, but I'm not going to sit here and say make the choice to vote for me, subscribe to me because I need the money. No, no, no. I mean, yeah, that's all cool and all, but subscribe to me because you like the content and you're
Yeah.
actually getting something out of it. And then at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to take a pill. I'm telling you to make a choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice at the end.
Well,
Like I said.
yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. Is like we're dabbling in people's lives here, so you absolutely have to deliver quality, to the people because someone might make a decision based off something you tell them,
Mhm.
whether directly or indirectly, explicitly or implicitly, and that can really alter the track of their life. So
Mhm.
it has to be something that you have to deliver quality, you have to deliver value to these people, to these men, Um, so that they can make proper decisions and choices. I'll agree and disagree with you on one point, and that's
Okay.
like telling people
Okay.
to do. Sometimes when you know that's a bad idea, hey,
Yeah.
look, man, don't do that, homie. Sometimes you got to tell guys because the guys are stupid. Sometimes guys are stupid. They get excited, and this transcends women. I mean, I talk about women mostly. That's generally where why I'm harping on it so much. But it comes to money also. Sometimes it's like I'm going to invest in this super altcoin, and you're like, look, homie, don't mess with that, man.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm gonna put 40 G's into it. And I'm like, hey, homie, look, just give me that 40 G's, I'll help you out here. Don't do that. And then you got to tell them don't take that choice. It's like, hey, that chick over there, I know for a fact she's bad. Don't do it. And then no, I'm gonna do it. So when make sure you tell them. Be like, hey, well, look, here's your options. And this is how it could turn out. And this is how it could turn out. He's not gonna. This is the way of men. A lot of men, unfortunately, especially in the 21st century, they make decisions based upon hope. Yeah, it's going to work out. If I spend, I did the math, and if I buy a box of lottery tickets at like, $50,000, my chances of winning 50 million are 1 in 10 or so,
Yeah.
and he'll literally base his entire life plan off of hope. And you're like, look, sometimes you got to stop these guys, grab them by the shoulder, and say, look, man, come here, come here, or I'm gonna slap you, and then you're gonna wake up. So sometimes
Yeah.
you got to really. I mean, maybe that's because I'm an older guy. I'm 48, so I could probably do that probably easier than you can. I don't know, but I would suggest that if you really know, if you've seen a pattern of behavior and it turns out bad, then don't fear like telling guys like, look, man, stop. I
Yeah.
don't care what you want to do. That's bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you
Definitely.
you really have to tell people. You have to treat them like your kids.
Definitely. Definitely. Bacon. Yeah. He's like, look, I'm not telling you to take a pill. I'm telling you to make a choice. I'm writing that down. That's been my philosophy for years.
Yeah.
That's plaque worthy at that point. That's plaque worthy. That's plaque worthy. Like, look, listen, that's my motto. Like,
Yeah, Bacon. No, Bacon's down here. He said, you can tell them what a bad decision is, but don't try saving them from themselves. Ask me how I know. No, this is my entire business, man. I make pretty good money off of this. Trust me, I know. But sometimes you got to try, man. I mean, in my humble opinion, I actually, coming from a background of military and whatnot, we have a very strong mentality of brotherhood. You got to at least try, man. I mean, if the guy falls off the wagon, he's like, look, when he comes back to you, because he's gonna come back to you, and he's like, look, man, what did I tell you? You know. And then now you have an example. Look, I told that guy over there, and that guy over there is going to be like, yeah, he told me. So the future, the future gets better. But if we don't try, it's a kind of like, it's a very nihilistic way to view the world. And it's a way to let the world fall apart, And this is why recently I've been talking about tribe and building tribes. And this is because this is the only way you're going to get men to listen to you is through a brotherhood. Because now he's going to understand that you actually care about him. It's very easy to ignore a man like myself or you guys over the internet. We're strangers. But when you build a tribe with these guys, it becomes personal. And we should, I mean, my humble opinion, again, this is my opinion. You should be trying to like move as much as possible offline. You filter out the trolls, filter out the idiots and the morons, because you don't want stupid people in your tribe and you don't want trolls in your tribe. And then build with those guys. And then those guys go to a wider audience, and there you spread an ideology. And we're not going to save society like this, but we will, save ourselves on an individual level.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
David Nino,
that's
you
my take.
man. David Nino, you missed a lot, bro. Like we've been chopping it up for the last 50 minutes, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, like, dude, I mean, one of these days, I'm probably because I know. Would you ever come? Like, one more question: would you ever come back here? Would you ever come back to the States?
I tried. They put me on the no-fly list, and I don't know why. Everybody asks me, "Why are you on the no-fly list, dude?" I swear by Allah, I have no idea why I'm on the no-fly list. I'm on the no-fly list, so I can't come home.
Is it because they're afraid of you saying "Allah Akbar"?
It could be.
It could be.
It could be. I think they're scared
No,
for the women. They're like, keep
not
that
not
guy away
not.
from our women. Keep him out the country.
Yeah. Oh God. Nah, but guys, go check out Abuamerican. Go subscribe to him if you really want to, man. But I mean, honestly, like, I mean, the guy, I mean, me and him, we've been on the Hot Dude Army, so you know, like, I mean,
Yeah.
are you still a part of it, or are you
You know what? I
moving
just been
away?
busy. Though I haven't been on the show in months now, like maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. But I've just been busy, dude. I've been working really hard, and so I
Mhm.
haven't had time on the weekends to actually like get on the show. I wanted to go on last Saturday and yesterday, and he like took time off. He takes time off randomly, and so he's off, and so it's
Mhm.
just the show hasn't been on. But I was ready to go back on yesterday and the week before, so. I just been working like a madman,
Oh
dude.
yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah,
man.
the Rona's been good. The Rona has been good to me.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, look, listen, man. In about 3 months since I made this podcast, man, I'm almost to 1K. So, I mean, look, listen. I might have lost my job, but I mean, look, listen. I'm talking to good guys, and I'm getting the information, making sure my information is good quality. And look, listen. If it's for people, it's for people. If it's not, it's not. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about
Yeah,
it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, the work over here. I mean, it's the coronavirus in Germany is really like it's led to a stratification of people in a
Hmm.
big way, and you literally see who wants to work and who doesn't want to work. Thank you, Bacon.
Oh yeah.
And because there's a lot of people that just don't want to work and get free money, dude. The amount of money and jobs and work that are being thrown at me right now, it's unheard ofly insane.
Oh yeah.
So it's good times, man. It's boom times for
Oh
people who want
yeah,
to
I've
work.
been asked by my mentor to do a movie with him, so I'm actually gonna take that
Nice.
job, man. Like, I mean, look, listen, it may not be the job that I want, but I mean, I'm on a movie, so he does independent movies.
Take
So
it.
hey, look,
Take it.
listen, man. Hey, look, listen, one step further to the plan that I really want. But I mean,
Yeah.
look, I'll still keep doing the podcast, man. But definitely, like when I get the studio up and running, I might just fly to Germany and we'll do a Joe
Man,
Rogan
come through,
style.
dude. I travel like a lot. Man, you come through and we'll like just do a travel vlog video or something. I was supposed to start a travel vlog with another guy, but he just kind of fell off the map when the Rona started.
Okay.
But I've been traveling without him, and once I get traveling, man, I just kind of switch off. I'll post stuff on my phone on Instagram. I have an Instagram that's not connected to Abuamerican, and I put all my drone footage up there. I do like hobby drone footage. Actually, kind of what do you call it, amateur droning. I get paid for some jobs, other jobs I don't,
Hmm.
and I put everything up there for my travels, and so that acts like my travel vlog. I have a YouTube channel for travel only, but I update it like once every 6 months because it's just editing videos. I do 360 camera. I have a 360 camera. I don't know if I have it here, and it does like full 360 photos and videos, and editing that stuff is just a nightmare. It takes forever. So, and
Yeah,
I don't have
definitely.
time to like do that stuff except for like 5 minutes before I go to bed, and how much you gonna get done? So
Yeah, definitely. Bacon's
but
like,
yeah, man,
hopefully.
come through, dude. You come through, dude. I'll take you all over, man. I'll take
Oh,
you to some
definitely,
places you
definitely.
never knew
Well,
existed, dude.
oh, shoot, trust me. Like that's one of the goals, man. Like I'm definitely gonna be working towards that, man. Once I start saving up the money and getting the studio built, I'm coming over there. All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
All right, Bacon. He said, hopefully my presence doesn't make your channel around.
Nah, 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 no. It doesn't work like that, Bacon. But thank you for your concern.
Oh man. All right,
Yeah.
guys. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end this interview, man. I thank you guys for coming out. Let me just do this real quick. Instagram Sings Red Blue is the place where you want to find me on Instagram. If you want to leave me a DM or whatever, I don't care. Zencast FM / Red Sings the Blues is the place where you want to get the audio versions, but please give us time because we still have to edit a lot of audio versions of the podcast. Cash App Red Sings the Blues is the place where you want to donate $5, $1, 50 cents. I don't care. But likes, comments, and shares are free. Hit the notification bell. And look, listen, if you guys do want to donate, I'm not a stranger to money. Look, listen, put in a lot of work for you guys, but that's just me. And with that said, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow.